There's nothing you have to do to be totally free. How do you like that? Why? Right now you're totally free. You're all powerful, you're all knowing, you're everywhere present. You're whole, complete, perfect. Right now. There's nothing you have to do for that. So, says I, why all this effort to be unfree, limited, and miserable? Why, oh, why, oh, why, oh, why? All you need to do is let up these suppressed energies. I am limited, I am in bondage, I am miserable. By letting up and letting out, approval, control, security. You've done it, but why don't you do it all and be done with it? You'll be in a happy state that you never dreamed existed. You've never tasted the ultimate state yet. You don't have to do a thing to be free because you're already free. You have to stop this asinine conviction that you're a suffering body that's going to die. You've got to keep trying to keep it alive until it dies. You draw a blank. You don't win. So let go of all this concept of I'm a limited carcass. How long should it take? A month or two, if you carry out the 6 steps. I think the steps that you're lacking most in are the very first step. Anybody know what the first step is? You got to want freedom more than you want the world. None of you want freedom more than you want the world. Were it so, you'd be free. It's that simple. To be what you are is so easy. But if any one of you wanted freedom more than you want the world, you'd be free. So you're out on step 1. You can't get over the first step to go the next 5. But when the hurt is enough, you release enough to get rid of the hurt so you can try going on looking to the world for your absolute security, which you will never find in the world, which you will only find in you. So get smart. Be what you are. Why all this effort and misery to be what you are not? There's a 100% loss in the direction you're in. Where are all these bodies going to be 100 years from now? Everything you're doing is trying to keep the body going. And if I were to wish you a curse, the greatest one I could think of is to be a physical body. I think the only other one who says that is Ramana Maharshi. That the worst curse would be to condemn you into being a physical body from here on. Like condemning you into being in a straitjacket from here on. So I try to give you, in all those first meetings we had when we started this project, very practical things that can get you free quickly. And the last one is such a powerful one, I think I'm not going to give you any more practical things to do because it'll confuse and jumble what you've already gotten. What have you gotten? Those signs in your room. Get everything you want only by releasing. Does it work, Kevin? Are you getting everything now by... But everything you do want, you should get by releasing. Do you have that in place? Okay, when you have everything in place, you have the sense of not being the doer. When you're getting everything by releasing, you become a witness, whereas before you were a doer of it. You just witness your body going through its motions. With a complete sense of non-doership. It should be spelled with a T instead of a P. See, that makes it effortless. When you're not the doer, there's zero effort in it, and it happens harmoniously and immediately. What are the other 3 or 4 steps I gave you before that last one? Do you remember? What was it?
Be successful.
Yeah, now these are practical things. Be successful in whatever it is you're doing. If it's digging a hole or pulling up some rocks, whatever it is, be successful in whatever it is you do. What was another one?
Get all your happiness and joy from within.
Yeah. Recognize that all the joy you get is from getting your mind quiet by satisfying a desire and just being your beingness. There is only one single joy. That's when you're being your beingness. But you set up a lack, a want, a desire to agitate the mind. And when you fulfill the desire, the mind goes quiet and you're just being. And that's the joy you feel. There's no other joy. So get all your joy from your beingness. Is there still one more? What? I'm just wondering if that isn't too forceful. Bring up the fear of dying. That'll do it for you, if you'll do it. But you're not free now, so you didn't do it. See, all the suppressed fear of dying right now is trying to push up and push out. You just stop holding it in. On its own, it would all go out. Fine. But I'd still recommend using it to the degree you can use it. When you have no more fear of dying, your mind goes quiet, you're identifying with your beingness, and you're free. Nice and simple, nice and easy. The only difficulty is trying to be a limited carcass. That's where all your difficulty is. Or your misery. Everything you do not want is involved in trying to be a limited body. So discriminate, my son. Yugdaswar said to Yogananda when he left him after his return. Recognize the world as a dream. That's all it is. You're dreaming this whole thing. exactly like you'd be dreaming a night dream. Wake up and see it for the dream that it is. And be infinitely happy. Are there any questions on what I just went through? It's really giving you the very top knowledge in the most practical way you could ever get it. Those different steps are very practical. Of course, being out here is another one of the steps. Living with people who release. Living with people that you can express on, and both of you release. As I said again and again, I'm convinced you'll never go free in the world. The world is too powerfully pulling everyone down into the worldly way of things. You need to get away from that pull, work together as a group, use your expressing for releasing. In the world, any one of you go out there, you have to suppress, otherwise you'll get killed. You express your anger to the wrong person, he'll shoot you, not beat you up. It gets better that way every day. You got hundreds of policemen in California patrolling the streets to stop the gang slaying. Yesterday there were 3 killings by the gangs in Los Angeles. You can't stop it out there. But you have a wonderful opportunity here of expressing, releasing, and moving onward and upward. Again, any questions on anything I've said? Now that you all understand it so well, when I come back next week, expect to see 2, 4, 6, 8 free people. Or else. What? You know what the word gone means in hip language? Gone? Tops. Okay, if there's no more...
You know that you can get to see the shortcut, seeing this remember.
Well, the shortcut is simply this way. It's only your mind that says, there's a Lester here and there's Stuart there, right?
Well, let me just back up. When you're in the night dream, you don't sense materiality. In the daydream, things have form. Touch them.
You have form in the night dream. You've got your body, you've got other bodies.
It doesn't feel like I have an image of it in my mind, but I don't feel like I am the
Wait a
material.
minute. When you're in a dream state, you're in a dream body. Of course, you're not in the physical body, you're not in that state. But this is what you're saying.
That's why I have a problem seeing this as a dream state.
No, you do wake up from the night dream. You do not wake up from this daydream. This is the problem. Because you're so convinced that this daydream is real, that you're in it and won't let it go. Release it. Then you'll see the dream nature of this physical world. Release it. If you're holding on it for dear life like you are, you're not releasing it, you're doing the opposite. And that's why you don't see it as a dream. Same in a night dream, when you're struggling for your life, and the dream is going on, it's real. It's only after you wake up from the dream that you know it's unreal. You've got to wake up from this dream by letting go of your tight holding on to it, by releasing it. Then it'll be very obvious to you that this so-called waking state is exactly as real as a night dream is real. But you've got to wake up.
But experience it.
Release the back part of it. So it will remain permanently. Or release one thing, the fear of dying. That'll take care of everything. One thing only you got to release. One thing only. The fear of dying. But don't do it. Because you discover you're omnipotent, omniscient, can have anything you want from mere effortless thought of it. You can materialize, dematerialize, you can teleport, you can telepath, you can tell anything you want.
That seems like some direct opposition to being the doer, which I'm releasing towards being not the doer.
Okay, to be in that state, you can only be in it when you know you're not the doer.
Okay, now, say tomorrow morning I wake up and I'm going to say, I can't say I'm going to be a witness to it, or can I?
You can't say it, you can be it only.
So,
See, to be your being is the top state's being your being is only. You can't say it. Anything you say is in duality, is in a dream.
like day-to-day action, then I might be in process of witnessing. There might be some goal that I might release on totally, and it would come in without my...
Yeah, you're letting go of your attachments and aversions to the world, bit by bit by bit by bit. What you need is a big bite instead of a bit of a bit. So you use what you're doing for releasing. See, the only effort you need is to get rid of your effort. This is what you're doing in the world. You're using effort to get rid of the effort. But in your beingness, you need no effort. Things materialize and dematerialize instantly. But if you're trying to figure it out in your head, you cannot, because your head, your mind, your intellect is the obstacle. An accumulation of concepts of limitation. You can't figure it out in your head. You can be your beingness. You are being it right now. But you don't have to be a limited carcass. And this is what you're releasing as you work and go through the day. You release all attachments and aversions by getting rid of the emotion connecting you to it. Did I answer your question?
Yes. Essentially, I don't feel like I'm trying to figure it out, but I can see I can't jump in front of it. You did answer by
You can't figure it out.
by day to day with my releasing moment to moment, or I can shortcut the whole thing by releasing fear of dying.
Right.
That's pretty much what.
Right. Releasing approval control is also shortcutting it. Instead of going through all those emotions below approval control. When you have no more either approval or control, all the emotions below that are gone. But you'll still have approval or control until you release the fear of dying. The only reason why you want everyone's approval is so you'll be safe and survive. If you can't get that, you want to make them approve of you, so you'll be safe, and that's control. But when you let go of approval or control, all the feelings underneath it are out. Then left is just approval or control, which is let go of by letting go of the fear of dying. But when you're that far, it's easy to let the fear of dying come up. You reach a point where it'll just push up and push out, and you'll sit back and watch it complete itself, discharging itself. And you'll laugh your head off. What a silly joke you played upon yourself to think that you were limited when you never were. Okay? Any other questions? Okay, so we'll call it a day of eternity.
The following session was recorded August 13th, 1989.
The basis of our philosophy is very simple and is each one of us has no limits whatsoever except those that we hold on to mentally. If we release the mental restrictions, limitations, bondages, we discover we have always been unlimited. We have always been all-powerful, all-knowing, perfect. And because our basic nature is perfect, there's nothing we can do about it except look away from it all the time. Where is it? Where is it? Who am I? Who am I? We're like a bunch of drunks trying to discover who and what we are. However, the part of us that's blinding us from seeing this unlimited being that is inherent and natural is what we call our mind, which 24 hours a day, unconsciously, is looking for the absolute security out there in the world where it is not. So everyone is engaged 24 hours a day subconsciously in the wrong direction, looking for what am I, who am I, where's my security, in a 100% hopeless, fruitless, but very frustrating direction. If your basic nature is whole, complete, eternal, why do you spend every day scratching for a living? Well, the kind word would be ignorance of the factual stuff that I gave you just before this. Any smart one would say, gee, if I'm all that, I'm going to be that pronto. It doesn't need to take time to be what you are. It takes zero effort to be what you are. But to be what you're not, to be limited, takes endless effort, struggle, unhappiness, frustration, etc. Now, all of you have probably heard what I said. How many smart ones do we have in this room who have let go of struggling for it where it is not, and have just allowed the infinite beingness that you are to be, so that you have an effortless, extremely happy life every moment. How many of us have done it? You're preferring to be miserable. You're preferring to be, in my eyes, as stupid as you can be. If you could have anything for a mere effortless thought, why all the struggle? I'm calling you stupid because I think it might help you. Is there anyone here who does not want to be smart? So get smart. If you need the world, work it by effortless thought. Allow it to drop into your lap. Let go of all your misery. It's easy, it's simple, and it's quick. If you do it. If you don't do it, it's complicated, extremely unattainable, frustrating, miserable. But the choice is yours. You could be the being that you are right now, whole, complete, perfect, or you can choose to look away from it all the 24 hours of the day. So what are you going to do in the next month or two? Be smart or be stupid? I'm going to give you the answer. I hope I'm wrong. I think you're going to be stupid. But I cannot figure out why you choose to be stupid. Because the first thing I recognized in me was when I was looking for the answer that I was stupid. But I said it not once. I said, Lester, you are stupid, stupid, stupid. 3 times. And I meant it. So you hear me talking about stupidity. I didn't want to be stupid. And that was the bottom line of turning me around. So of course, the next thing is looking in the right direction. I knew it wasn't out there. I spent 40-some years trying to get it out there. Ended up at the bottom. So there was only one way left to go. Inward. What am I? What's this world? What's my relationship to it? What's it all about, Alfie? And without the method, the answers came to me. However, after it was over, I could see the steps I took, packaged it into the method, which is a very effective technique, but you use it partially, minimally, instead of fully, maximally. If you use it maximally, it'd only take you a few months and you'd have no more suppressed feelings. The only thing between you and the ultimate happiness is suppressed feeling. So it behooves you to make the decision to stop being stupid and getting smart and releasing all these suppressed feelings in a month or two. I don't think I could give you a better message than that. You could say you could do it in a century or two. But why not now? You are this unlimited being right now. Why not just let go of, release all the blinders, which are all held together in the feelings. Okay, are there any questions on what I've said? I'm terminating what I have to say to you right there.
You said people acting like they're spiritual, those are being spiritual. I can sense what the issue is.
Yeah, I walk around with a nice smile on my face, and everybody I meet, I give a hug. And I say I belong to a spiritual organization. And but all that acting, it's pretense. You'll find it almost solidly throughout the metaphysical community. And Sedona is a good gathering-in place for that community, but you have it everywhere. It really comes under one word, pride. Metaphysical, spiritual people get hung up in pride. I know more than the others. I have a closer tie to God. I know where the vortexes are of energy. And that's wrong. The vortex of all energy is in the eye of you. I asked somebody to take me to the Bell Rock vortex. I'm walking around with Zoya here, and I said, well, where is it? She says, you're on it. I said, where? She says, the rock. And I said, oh my gosh. I wanted to experience, and I couldn't get any feeling of any lift from the rock. And I said, well, you've got to have rocks in your head to believe that. That's true. All the power in the universe is in the eye of you when you say, I am. Don't give it away to rocks. You'll be between the rock and the hard place. Can I answer your question?
I guess, when I think about the difference, feelings I have now about after having been experiencing for only 6 months, I think that's how that was for me in terms of how I saw that loving. And I can see a big difference. Sure.
Yeah.
But the releasing has been
releasing your non-love feelings. Your basic inherent nature is Christ-like. That's the nature of every one of us. And it's covered over by the veil of non-love feelings. Every feeling but love is a non-love feeling. So you must let go of all those feelings, and what's left over is pure love. You don't need a PhD to understand it. Actually, the thuds become duds because they're trying to get it via the head, and the mind is the obstacle. It's the mind that holds all the limitations. But in your beingness, you're unlimited. I say, are you? You say, yes. I say, that's it. Why all this trouble being an extremely limited carcass? Did I answer your question now? Any other questions?
So, as I listen to say that, I get feelings in my stomach.
Don't release it. You see what I'm doing to you, Alan? You should have released it. Why didn't you release it?
I guess it's right. Or you tell me.
Oh, okay, you want to be miserable and hold on to feelings? God bless you, the only thing I can say. But that's the answer. Whatever question you're going to ask. And now ask me.
But actually, that's the answer to the next question. I can't. I was
Release
something
it.
about sometimes the wording is my mind grabs, and I don't need to because of the wording.
Words are in your way. Talking about it is in place of doing it. And this is what you are about to do. So I said, don't release. Suffer. It feels awful. Suffer. It smiles at me when I say suffer instead of getting angry and wanting to kill me. Because he knows what I mean. It's a choice to suffer or to be in the ultimate happiness, which is your basic nature. Your beingness is God beingness. God, the infinite beingness of the universe. Therefore, it must include your beingness. So when you identify with your beingness, you are identifying with the God part of you. And that being God, can God do anything you wish? Got a secret for you. He's got a big bank, bigger than the Fed.
Talking about that goes back to my original question. Because I've spent a long time affirming my true being, who I am. And coming from that place of I am, but doing so from my head, doing so from the intellectual standpoint, because how to do it from the other way.
You've had the release technique.
I'm talking about 25 years
Oh,
ago.
when did you finish the course?
In January.
Okay, it should have been 3 by now. I say it should take you 3 months or less if you carry out the 6 steps. I know that because it took me 3 months and I didn't have the 6 steps. they evolved as I went through it. I think I could have possibly done it 1 month's time had I the 6 steps to begin with, not to end with. Doesn't need to take time because you are that unlimited being. Where is it? It's your beingness. Yes, body. I'm totally involved in being a body. Use a method, get the mind quiet and yourself obvious to yourself as to the fact that you are unlimited. It's only the feelings that gather in the I cannot. Now, affirmation is trying to program further good stuff on top of bad stuff. Give you more programs to get rid of. Doesn't work anyhow, except for maybe 5%. Has it worked for you?
It did for physical healing. I used it all the time. That I never went to the doctor for 25 years.
Okay, well, physical healing, of course, is better than physical ailment. But what are you dealing with? The most limited vehicle possible in the universe, a physical body, and validating it and keeping yourself imprisoned. So that affirmation word was excellent to keep yourself bound and around. And then round and round you go. Release in the body by mere effortless thought will be perfect if you want a perfect body. The body is an exact copy of the mind. The mind is something you set up. It's a sum total collection of all your thoughts and feelings. So rid yourself of all your feelings, your mind goes quiet, and you will remain in the infinite beingness that you are. Conscious of it. Simple. Easy if you do it. If you don't do it, it's impossible. Any other questions? Okay, so the sermon is over. The vermin remains. All we have to do is release it.